All right, can everybody hear me? Hello, hello. Hope you guys are all doing well. Just drop in the chat if you can hear me. Want to make sure I'm not talking to myself. Perfect, perfect. That would be pretty sad if I went through the entire walkthrough talking to myself. I'm gonna let the people funnel in here, and then we'll start in like a minute or two. All right, I hope everybody's having a great Wednesday. As always, let's start with the disclaimer. Derivatives trading carries a high degree of risk and may not be suitable for all investors. Past performance is not indicative of future results. So on our agenda for today, as always, I'll go through an intro of EdgeProX, an intro of EdgeClear. And then today I am going to be going through the advanced DOM because I could not do that last week because of data issues. Then we'll go over cross-instrument trading, and since cross-instrument trading will only take a couple minutes, I plan on showing you guys how to hide and unhide components. And then as always, Q&A. Along the way, just drop in questions if you have them, or if I'm going too quickly, you know, and you need me to go back over something, just shoot it in the chat box and I'll go over it right at the end. So what is EdgeProX? EdgeProX is an all-in-one solution for active traders with MBO capabilities, volume profile and TPOs, native order flow instruments, fully functional, 300 plus indicators and studies. There's indicator layering. It's native to Windows, Mac OS, and Linux. It runs on Rithmic, CQG, or IQFeed. All of these features that are here are for a low price of $34.99 a month. The heat map, there's also a heat map, volume imprint, volume profile, TPO, advanced DOM, simulated trading, replay mode, cross-instrument trading, which I'll show you today, cloud levels, EdgePro line, OHLC lines, time and sales, again, the 300 plus indicators that I explained. What is EdgeClear? EdgeClear's objective is to simplify access to markets through outstanding brokerage services and solutions built by a team of award-winning industry experts who also understand the complexities of trading. EdgeClear combines the best of technology, service, and risk control. Everything that we do here is trader inspired. So to begin with the advanced DOM. So the advanced DOM, I'll go over in the heat map so you can actually see what this looks like. The advanced DOM has a lot of capabilities in it, and I want to first show the market by order data and what that does. Essentially, when you have market by order data with Rithmic, you're getting access to see these block orders that you see now. And then if I were to place a trade in here, you also are able to see your place in queue, which is a feature that is offered with MBO data in the advanced DOM. So you see these orders here, and you'll also see the orders, the block orders here. The other feature that is within this advanced DOM is that you can go all the way up and see resting orders as far up as you can basically go if there's any orders. So it's clear there's no orders on 4232, but that is a feature of the advanced DOM, is being able to see your place in queue, being able to see these block orders, and then also having this information reflect onto the order heat map, which is why it was important for me to have this data to show you guys. So then within the DOM, there is a lot more that you can do that is not automatically set to the default. So you can add in delta, the delta volume. You can add in all these different features here. This can be done by going to the little plus sign here. So when you go here, you can see your P&L, P&L at price, the bid delta, the bid count. I have volume set as a standard, basically it's a volume imprint or volume profile on the chart. So this, it can be accessed here, and this just adds columns here. The other features that our advanced DOM offers is if you go to the settings tab here, this is specifically for the DOM settings. And then if you were to go here, this is all settings. So if we go to the DOM settings, you can see that you can configure hotkeys. So the shift key places a market order. So if I hold the shift key and click on the chart, it will place a market order. So if I go and do that real quickly, you can see, so I'll hold the shift key and it places a market order for you automatically. So boom, enter. So that's, you can configure these any ways you want. You can play, I have it as a market order, you can have it as any of these orders here. The control key places a stop and a limit, stop limit. These all here can be configured to however you like. The buttons, so you can change the buttons here at the bottom. Currently I have it to buy market, sell market, flatten all, cancel on reverse. You can add in a break even, sell to ask, sell to bid, and then a flatten. So you can add these here. There's not many other options. These are just the options that are shown. So the way that you can configure the colors within the DOM is done. So this would be the bid and ask. So we can, for example, if we want to configure the orders here or the colors here, the bid histogram can be configured here. So I can change it to be green and let's say pink. And then if I hit apply, you'll see that this changes the color of the histogram in the DOM. Then if I want to change the backing color of it, so as of right now, it is blue and this is red. This can be changed here, so we can see. You don't even have to have this on if you don't want it on. You can just have that be blank. If you want it on and you want it to be a different color, you can have it be white, so that you can really see where everything is. But do keep in mind that your place in queue marker is white as well. So if you want to be able to see your place in queue very well, we can just put that as red, have the histograms be a really bright color. And then if I go to place an order now, let's just put this here, you can see very, very hard obviously to see because it's a really small line, but it's a red marker right around here. This shows my place in queue, as I said, and then you can see the contrasting colors a little bit better there. So then let's cancel this. Let's go back into the settings. So buttons, dividers. The divider is just, you have the center divider here. These are so the high divider, low divider shows high and low orders. So we can just apply all and you'll see high for the day, low for the day, offset where you last offset your order. And then the bid divider is where the market's currently bidding at. All of that can be configured into dividers. You have the price column here. This is you can show a lot of different things in here. You can show the high, the low, the previous close, the theoretical average, which this here correlates to our EdgePro line, which will be shown on your charts. So if you want the EdgePro line to reflect into the DOM, this can be done through the theoretical average. So average entry, this also will be shown in the DOM. I like to see the theoretical average because this shows a much better display of the break-even point. Going through, then you can just see these are different features of what price levels can be shown. If I move to the volume, you can change, of course, the volume colors in the histogram, just the same way we did with the bid and ask. You can change that here. This can be changed right there. The value areas, this is commonly shown in volume profiles. You can also have this show inside the volume column inside our advanced DOM as well. This is another feature, so you can basically have a volume profile within the DOM and really utilize that how you like. Keep going through. You can see here that there is a lot to configure. Last traded quantity, and then the notes. This is right here. You can put in notes at certain levels. You can configure this. The text, you can configure which side it shows on, etc. And then the exit strategies, which I've shown in the few webinars ago. This is just the bracket orders. So this would be the advanced DOM. So then somebody asked to show how the heat map shows full depth. So it should show full depth already if you have this unchecked. Scale visible only shows the entire depth, but the only problem with that is it's going to show it's going to be harder for you to see which orders are actually relevant to this specific scenario. So unchecking this will show all the orders placed, and then I would bring down the I would bring this down so you can actually see the orders. So that would be how you can see the entire DOM. So that it does look a little weird when you have that unchecked though. So I would make sure to keep that in mind. And then the other thing too is make sure this is checked for that person that asked max depth levels. Instead of, if you might have it configured to only 50, I would also check that and make sure that's also shows all. Drop in any more questions too if you have any questions about the advanced DOM. So this is right here, our advanced DOM, and then briefly our heat map. So we'll move forward to the cross instrument trading. This is a quick and easy setup. If you go to EdgeProX Active on the bottom, you can click these here at the bottom. You just go there, and let's say, for example, I wanted to cross trade the ES. All you would do is right click and then check cross trade. So this here, now if I place an order on the ES, it should place an order in the MES for me. That's what checking this would do, is just cross trade the MES, and then any product you have up here, it'll cross trade. You can have it set to cross trade the micro product. So that's an easy way to do that. Then moving forward to show you guys how to hide and unhide components. This is something that I've been getting a lot of, and I wanted to show because it can be easily done to accidentally hide these products here. So basically what happens is hide component, and it basically gets rid of the entire volume profile completely. And then bringing it back, all you have to do is just right click the chart. And oops, don't know why that just happened, but you would basically right click the chart and then hit unhide component. So you can do either here, or you can just right click the chart, go to view, go to hidden components, and then check show. That's another way to do it. So you might have accidentally right clicked this and hit hide components. This is the way you would hide this. Now, the reason that this can be useful is if you have, let's say, multiple moving averages and you want to see only one moving average, for example, you can hide that component and just see, one or two indicators at a time, and then bring it back via going to the right clicking the chart, going to view, hitting components, and then checking the ones you want to re-show again. So you just check it and it brings it back. That's one thing that I was going to show. And the other thing I wanted to add in is you can hide these the legend, this is what it would be called, is the legend up top here. You can hide this by right clicking and then just unchecking it. That'll get rid of the legend at the top. And then what I wanted to do is show you how to get this back, because now theoretically you wouldn't be able to edit the volume profile if you wanted to edit it, or the volume imprint. The way you would do that is just right click on the indicator showing and then just hit show legend again. And then it brings it back. So that's the way that you would hide and unhide components. And that is also the same way that you would utilize getting rid of the legend or getting rid of it or bringing it back again. And then I wanted to move into questions that were pre-asked before the webinar, which was how do I show my P&L on an ongoing trade on the DOM? So this was a great question, and I wanted to show everybody how to do this. So what you can do is you can go into the settings button and then hit show P&L. So you can, once you hit show P&L, it'll add this little indicator here, and you can do the same thing this way as well. It'll just add in the P&L. So they basically show the same thing. The only difference is this can kind of be cluttering to your chart. So if I hit buy, and when the market moves, you can see your P&L here. Instead of this having this clutter your chart, you can easily just have that show here. This is one thing the one way to do this is showing ongoing P&L. And then another thing that I wanted to show is that you can have your session P&L show at the top here. So if you wanted to have, instead of going all the way to the account info tab and looking at your trades here, you can have all this information show on your active charts. So you can have your ongoing P&L showing at the bottom here. And if you were to go to chart settings, so all I did was right click chart settings. And then if you navigate over to labels, you can see you can add a lot of stuff to the top of this area here. So I have in account session P&L and then profit and loss. So that'll show at the top. So if you want to see your account balance, if you want to see your account number, all this different information you can have show at the top of your charts here or on the active page, which can be useful if you don't want to have to keep going back and forth to the account info tab to see either your session P&L or P&L on active trades. The next question that was asked prior to the webinar was, why do my indicators keep resetting at midnight? So this was a common question that I kept getting asked, and I wanted to show everybody the solution to this. So if you use a continuous contract, your indicators are going to reset at midnight since it's a continuous contract. However, if you switch to the front month contract, which I believe this is correct, all your indicators will reset to either whichever time you have configured, which would be either RTH or extended trading hours. Now you can configure that in the settings to whatever you want it to reset at, but I just thought I would show this because this is a common misconception, is that you can trade off the continuous contracts, but it's going to trade to the front month. So keeping that in mind, make sure if you're as we get closer to expiration that you roll through your contracts, because this could pose as a potential problem in the future. I always recommend trading off of the contracts themselves instead of using continuous contracts. But just wanted to show that. One of the questions was, is there a way on the heat map to show the whole day from the time I opened EdgeProX? Mine only goes back. So yes, usually it collects the data from the point you open EdgeProX, like I said. Now I can scroll back, but I do not believe you can. There you go. I think that's actually no. So you can only go back a certain amount of point, and I'm not sure why that's the case, but I do not believe you can keep zooming out. I believe it constricts it to a certain period of time. If I go to a 1 minute though, I know I'll be able to see the entire day, but it won't aggregate. It'll aggregate the data, which won't look as good as, you won't be able to utilize the heat map for its actual, purpose. So once I hit tick data though, it resets, unfortunately. But no, I don't believe that we actually have the ability to see the entire day as of right now, but I will make that, I will bring that up to the developers and see if we can get that added into the features here. I think that's a good thing to add in, because I know that a lot of people were requesting that. But let me know if there's any other questions or anything else that anybody wants me to go over, or anything that anybody was struggling with. Just shoot it in the chat. And this is a time now where you can easily just have me show you something live, and maybe some other people were thinking the same thing. Until you guys think of those questions, if you guys need any other support, you can go to the knowledge base articles. I did create a lot of those articles on the website. You can go to support.edgeclear.com, click on EdgeProX, and then you can read through those knowledge base articles. Like I said, I created those articles from when I first started learning EdgeProX. So those can be pretty useful in picking up and cutting down that learning curve. And then you can email us at edgeprox@edgeclear. We also have a live chat and the phone number as well. So I'll jump back in. Someone was asking from having the DOM jump around. Are you talking about, yeah, okay, a static DOM. So unfortunately, we don't have that ability in here. Now, I do know though, you can set the amount of time that it resets. So if you want a static DOM, what I would say is maybe unchecking recenter. And I believe this might fix your problem, to the person that asked that. And if you still want it to reset, so mine resets after, or recenters after I scroll up, I think by 10 bars, or if the chart moves by 10 bars is what I actually think. So instead of having it, you can put it to a ridiculous number, so that if it's going down or something really fast, it recenters for you. Or you can just enable it, uncheck it completely. I think that's a good way to do that. And let me know if that works. If you have my email, just email me and let me know if that solves what you're looking for. And if it doesn't, we'll figure that out, and we'll see if we can get that done for you. So another question was about volume imprint. So how can I make the horizontal width smaller? Mine gets very wide. So the horizontal width, are you talking about, if I go to my active, are you talking about the actual bars themselves? If you can just shoot that in the message again. Yes, okay, cool. So all you have to do for that is go into the imprint count, and I believe as I increase this number, actually, let me make sure I'm telling you the right thing. So this can be changed. It's the reason that yours are wide is because, well, here's another way I feel like you can fix this candle width. So this is based on pixels. That's one way I would check this. The other way I would check is your imprint count might be really small. So the smaller my imprint count is, the shorter the time frame it's pulling from. So making it the bars thicker since it's pulling from a smaller time frame. So I would try upping there you go, that's height. So your tick interval. So bringing your tick interval to 1, and then if you bring the imprint count, which is how far back it pulls from, higher, it could solve that problem. So that was one way I would try that. And if that doesn't work, let me know, and I can keep digging in and looking into why that might be the scenario, why it might be why your bars might be bigger. But let me know if that works. So it looks like those were all the questions. Did anybody else have any other questions that they wanted me to answer while we have the time? I do have about 5 to 10 more minutes before we end the webinar, so want to make sure I get everybody's questions answered. Thanks everybody for showing up. Appreciate it. This is the first walkthrough that I've done by myself. Usually Max spectates in the background, makes me nervous. So now doing this on my own now. So appreciate everybody for coming out. Awesome. Thank you guys. Appreciate it. So if there's no more questions, you can go to edgeprox.com. If you guys don't have your subscription already, get that there. Last call for questions, and then we can end this. And then, like I said, you guys can email me directly, or you can go to those resources to get those. I will be putting out a lot more knowledge-based articles. I have them written on my computer, but I haven't put them out on the website yet. So I will be putting out some more knowledge-based articles. Keep an eye out for those. So is there a way to show only volume imprint and not market profile? Yes, there is. So volume imprint or volume profile, I meant to say, is its own indicator. So if you go to the charts, Control T, volume profile, I personally use the daily volume profile, and it shows on your charts. I'll just add this real quickly. So let's get rid of the volume imprint. So it's going to show up on the side here, and I believe this was another question somebody else was asking. So let's answer multiple questions at once. Max profiles. I'm going to bring this up. My personal preference is about 20, 25. And then the bars I like to bring up to about 50, just because I like when the bars are thinner myself. I align it with the left side, go to all settings, and then show historical profile. These will show on a per day basis. So I gotta increase that number a little bit here. Show daily, okay. So should show more than one. Let's go to like 15-minute chart. There we go. So it's gonna show on a per day basis the profiles for each chart. So let's see, did that answer your question? If you want to show both market profile and volume profile, how can I show volume profile on the right and market profile on the left? Shows. So you can just switch. So if you're trying to show the volume profile on the right, you can just go into, so let me add in my volume imprint again. So if I add this in, volume imprint, and then go profile. All right, so now if I go into here, you can see that you have the ability to choose which side of the bar it lines with. Hold on. So you can show which side it aligns with. Usually the volume imprint aligns with the right side, and then you can configure the profile to align on either the left or the right. So I believe what I would say is, if you're trying to have the volume profile on the right, I would align it with the right, like so, and then go into the volume imprint and then just align the volume imprint with the left. So then it'll show an aggregate from the left side of the screen, and you can kind of adjust as necessary. So I'll try my best to answer. Somebody asked, what's the difference between the volume imprint and the volume profile? The profile shows the price. So it shows the volume at each price level. So going down, it's going to show the volume at each price level. And then if you were to add in on the order flow tab, it shows it a little bit better. Hopefully it loads. It can be a little tasking on the computer, but the volume imprint shows on a bar on the candlestick itself where the volume is. So they're very similar, but at the same time, you can, as you can see, on a bar by bar basis, instead of getting like you're basically, instead of getting an aggregate, you would see on a per each bar itself where the most volume was. That's the difference between the imprint and the profile. And so I do have these questions in here. It is 12:30. I usually try to keep it to about 30-minute webinars. So I will email, those questions that I didn't answer. So then, I'll send you guys emails to those questions. Thank you guys so much for showing up, and hopefully I'll see you guys next week, and we'll keep these going every week, every Wednesday at noon. Thanks everybody. Have a great rest of your Wednesday and a great rest of your week. Happy trading.